perfect passive correct in its entirety. So let's make sure that we get this correct. We get this right so that you guys get good grades on this exam. Whoa. What's the second principal part? Emma, can you tell me? Yeah, just a second. Yes, beautiful, thank you. And pronounced very, very beautifully as well. We'll wear it. Ryan, can you tell me the third principal part? We do have just a dictionary at the back of our book that we can utilize if we know how to use dictionaries, right guys? Miranda, can you tell me third principal part? B-O-L-V-I. Like that? With a little hat? Thank you. With a little hat. And then finally, Hazel, can you help me with the fourth principle? Yes, right? So it can be, remember, if the subject is masculine, it's the us. If it's neuter, it's the If it's a, and I really like it. I know that Latin didn't use it in this point, but I like to use the neuter as kind of like a non-binary they, them subject that we can entertain now, because you know what? Latin's kind of cool in that respect. I think that that's cool. I like that there's a neuter gender, and it makes a lot of sense to me. You guys know me. I like to talk about how Latin makes a lot of sense. Lots of patterns, lots of formulas. I'm all about it. Cool. We got principal parts. We have persons. First, third person. We have a singular, and then we have a plural. So, in this, when we have pluperfect passive, am I using the first, the second, the third, or the fourth principal part, Ryan? That's right, we are using the fourth principal part. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it right on it. Remember, with the perfect passive, it's two. It's not a verb that you put together, it's two different words. Remember, there's a space between the volutus, because is going to be in the singular, and then if it's, all right, we know that it's pluperfect. We have a space here, remember to keep that space. Brady, what am I gonna put here to make it pluperfect? Absolutely 100%. Mia, can you give me an idea on how we would translate volutum? What does volere mean? I mean, we looked it up. We looked all fourth principal parts up. To roll. This is where you get revolve, revolution. We're checking back. We need a revolution in this guy. Just kidding. Nobody's listening. Here I am, me and my brother are always joking on the phone, and then we're like, we're just kidding. Don't be listening. So if we know it means to turn, you guys, we still haven't translated how. A volutum aram. I had turned. So we're almost there. You got the I, had, beautiful, but in order to make it passive, we need something between that had and the turn. Neuter plural is an A, right? We gotta remember though. We gotta remember, because I remember doing this. This was my problem that I had to remember, is that I would do volutum, and then I would get in that pattern, and I would just go volutum again, and forget that I was putting a singular subject in for the plural column. Let's do it all together. 1, 2, 3. Rock down. I didn't actually expect you guys to do that. Thank you for teasing me. Thanks for putting up with me, you guys. I realize that I'm kind of obnoxious. Miranda. It really depends. Like, you know, it doesn't really, like, you know, for instance, volutum aram or aras would be you had been turned. The you, and if it was the you would be implied having a neuter quality to it. So it's just like you kind of esoterically assign that subject that. But for instance, if it was like volutum arat, usually when we have a third person subject, typically it's we do have a subject of some sort, right? Like maybe if it was the men, it would be, well, if it was a man, it would be volutus arat, and that would be the man had been turned. And then if it was voluta, the woman had been turned or something like that. We might see it, you know, if we have time to translate a sentence or two, that it really will only, the gender is only going to make a difference, or you need to be more aware of it in the third person forms. And you see it as well, like in the third person forms for the most part, because I mean, if you have a subject as an I, a you, a we, or a y'all, it's already implied there, so you don't really have to like associate a gender. Does that make sense? I might hint into wink wink to, I don't know. But let me tell you for sure that it will be in this tense. So I would be, if anything, I want you guys to do well. I really do. Okay? No curveballs here. You guys do your due diligence and you guys will be rewarded. It's always a nice time.